Have you ever wondered why some trucks are still running strong after 30 years, while others barely survive a couple of winters? Get ready because you're about to discover the best-kept secret in the automotive world. In this video, I'll introduce you to the 10 truly indestructible trucks, models that were built to withstand everything: accidents, fires, floods, and even the passage of time. Trucks that repair shops barely know about, that are passed down from generation to generation, and that today are true legends on wheels. Attention! Number 3 survived a fatal accident with the driver unharmed. And number 1, let's just say it's still used by armies around the world, and for good reason. 10. Hyundai Santa Cruz 2022. When Hyundai announced the Santa Cruz in 2022, many thought it would be nothing more than an urban experiment, a crossover disguised as a pickup. What no one expected was that, in just a few years, this compact truck would earn a spot in the conversation about durability and toughness. The Santa Cruz was born as a hybrid between SUV and pickup, designed for those who wanted the versatility of a cargo bed without giving up the comfort and technology of a modern vehicle. But what surprised everyone was its unexpected toughness, the ability to take punishment usually reserved for much larger trucks. Its turbocharged 2.5-liter engine delivers 281 horsepower, enough to tow more than 2 tons with ease. But beyond the numbers, what impresses most is how it maintains performance as the miles pile up. Owners in the US and Canada report surpassing 100,000 kilometers in just 3 years of heavy use with minimal trips to the shop. Online forums are full of stories of Santa Cruz trucks crossing deserts, snowy highways, and mountain trails without major issues. One Arizona driver wrote, "I bought it thinking it was just an urban toy, but after 80,000 kilometers of desert and mountain driving, I can say it's a warrior disguised as an SUV." The secret lies in its reinforced chassis, built with high-strength steel and precision welds. Hyundai didn't cut corners. They designed a structure capable of handling loads and stresses well beyond what's expected from a compact pickup. Its H-Track all-wheel drive system, borrowed from Hyundai's SUVs, allows it to adapt to tough terrain with surprising stability. In durability tests, the Santa Cruz has withstood impacts and loads that would cripple other trucks in its class. What's most striking is that it combines this toughness with a premium interior, a 10-inch touchscreen, wireless charging, advanced driver assist systems. You don't have to choose between comfort and durability. The Santa Cruz gives you both. That makes it unique because while other compact pickups sacrifice robustness for gadgets, Hyundai managed to strike a balance few expected. Against rivals like the Ford Maverick, the Santa Cruz stands out for its build quality and long-term toughness. While the Maverick has had reports of transmission and finish issues, the Santa Cruz has kept a clean reputation. In markets like Canada, where winters destroy suspensions and corrode bodies, the Santa Cruz has proven it can survive without rusting or losing strength. Before we continue, let me tell you this. This is the channel car dealerships don't want you to watch, because here we show things exactly as they are. No filters, no sugarcoating. Subscribe and leave a like if you don't want to be sold smoke and mirrors. And make sure your next car isn't a cleverly disguised disappointment. 9. Jeep Gladiator 2020. Jeep's return to the pickup world after nearly 3 decades wasn't just a business move, it was a statement of authority. The 2020 Gladiator stormed into the market as an untamed beast, a direct heir to the Wrangler's DNA, but with the utility of a cargo bed that made it both a work tool and an adventure companion. From the moment it was unveiled, it was clear Jeep wasn't trying to compete in the traditional midsize pickup segment. It wanted to redefine what an off-road truck could be, and it succeeded. The Gladiator is no ordinary pickup. Its 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 delivers 285 horsepower, but what really sets it apart isn't the number. It's how that power translates into resilience. Owners in the US report surpassing 300,000 kilometers without major failures, something close to a miracle for a vehicle constantly pushed to extremes. The secret lies in its reinforced chassis, its upgraded cooling system, in Jeep's philosophy: build vehicles that survive where others give up. The 2020 Gladiator can tow up to 470 kilos and ford rivers up to 76 centimeters deep. These aren't just brochure stats. their real-world capabilities. Enthusiast forums are full of stories of gladiators crossing deserts, climbing mountains, and enduring snowstorms without flinching. One Colorado owner shared how his gladiator pulled him out of a mountain pass, blocked by rocks and mud while other trucks got stuck. "It's like driving a tank with an adventurous spirit," he wrote. Design also plays a key role in its indestructible reputation. Jeep didn't try to soften its lines or make it look like an SUV in disguise. The Gladiator is square, rugged, with heavy-duty Dana 44 axles and a full frame that inspires confidence at first glance. It's not a truck that tries to be elegant, it tries to be eternal. And in that sense, it delivers. Compared to rivals like the Toyota Tacoma or Chevrolet Colorado, the Gladiator offers something different: pure off-road authenticity. While other mid-size pickups try to balance city and country life, the Gladiator feels most at home in the mountains, in the mud, in the desert. It's a truck that begs for adventure, that dares you to push it to the limit. And the most surprising part is that even when you do, it doesn't break. 8. Chevrolet Colorado, 2013-2014. The 2013 and 2014 Chevrolet Colorado is one of those pickups that surprised everyone. In a market dominated by giants like the Ford F-150 and Toyota Hilux, few expected a mid-sized truck to earn a reputation for being indestructible. But the Colorado did just that, and it did it with solid arguments. A Duramax diesel engine that became legendary, and a build designed for professionals who don't tolerate failure. At the heart of this truck is its 2.8-liter Duramax engine, a block engineered to withstand extreme conditions. Mechanics in Texas and Alaska nicknamed it the Indestructible because even after 500,000 kilometers, it still ran with the same strength as day one. And we're not talking about collector's items kept in garages. We're talking about units that worked in oil fields, mines, and mountain roads. Places where dust, cold, and heavy loads destroy vehicles in just a few years. The Colorado, on the other hand, survived. Its chassis, welded with surgical precision, and its suspension, tuned to the millimeter, gave it a stability few rivals could match. Professional drivers described it as a Swiss Army knife on wheels, able to adapt to any terrain and handle any task. From hauling construction materials to towing heavy machinery, the Colorado never complained. And it did all this with fuel efficiency that was surprisingly good for its class. The testimonials speak for themselves. A contractor in New Mexico reported that his Colorado surpassed 480,000 kilometers with nothing more than basic maintenance, oil changes, filters, and tires. "It never left me stranded, never gave me an unpleasant surprise. It's the truck I've trusted the most in my entire life," he said. In enthusiast forums, similar stories abound. Colorado's still running strong after a decade of hard work, without major rebuilds. Compared to rivals like the Nissan Frontier or Toyota Tacoma, the 2013-2014 Colorado offered a different balance. It didn't have the same long history of Japanese reliability, but it made up for it with a diesel engine that seemed immortal and a build that felt more solid than many full-size trucks. In markets like South America, where durability is everything, the Colorado earned deep respect. Today, finding a Chevrolet Colorado from this generation in good condition is like finding treasure. Its value in the used market remains high, precisely because those who know it understand what they have. It's not just a truck, it's an investment in peace of mind. 7. Volkswagen Amarok, 2011-2013. When Volkswagen decided to enter the mid-size pickup world with the Amarok, many thought it would be just another European attempt to break into a segment dominated by Japanese and American brands. But what few expected was that the first-generation Amarok, especially the 2011 to 2013 models, would become one of the toughest trucks ever built. Its 2.0-liter twin-turbo TDI engine looked modest on paper, especially compared to the V6s and V8s of its rivals. But in practice, it proved to be nearly immortal. In demanding markets like Australia and Argentina, the Amarok earned a level of respect few European vehicles had ever achieved. In Australia, where temperatures soar above 45 degrees and dirt roads seem designed to destroy suspensions, the Amarok kept running like new. In Argentina, where mountain routes test every bolt, it became the trusted partner of farmers and haulers. Owners report surpassing 400,000 kilometers with nothing more than scheduled maintenance. What's most impressive is that Volkswagen put these engines through extreme testing before releasing them. They were run for more than 20,000 hours continuously. That's over 800 days without shutting off. That obsession with durability translated into a truck that didn't just endure, but did so with elegance. Because the Amarok wasn't just a work tool, it offered a comfortable interior, quality finishes, and technology that made it feel closer to a premium SUV than a rugged pickup. A contractor in Cordoba, Argentina, shared that his 2012 Amarok surpassed 450,000 kilometers hauling construction materials without ever needing an engine rebuild. All I did was change oil and filters. It never left me stranded. It's the best investment I've ever made, he said. In Australian forums, the stories are similar. Amarok's still working hard after a decade, with the same firmness as day one. Compared to rivals like the Toyota Hilux or Ford Ranger, the Amarok offered a different approach. It didn't aim to be the cheapest or the most popular. It aimed to be the most solid, and it succeeded. Its German-engineered chassis could handle heavy loads without bending, and its suspension, tuned for both rural roads and highways, offered a balance few competitors could match. Today, the first-generation Amarok is considered a gem in the used market. Its value remains high because those who know it understand it's not just another truck. It's a rolling monument to German engineering applied to hard work. 6. Mazda B2200, 1992. The 1992 Mazda B2200 is one of those pickups that, without making much noise, earned its place in history as a true monument to mechanical endurance. In a world where many trucks boasted about power and luxury, the B2200 chose simplicity, and that simplicity became its greatest virtue. Its 2.2-liter diesel engine is famous for surpassing 500,000 kilometers without needing major repairs. Mechanics across Latin America love it because its parts are easy to find and its design makes repairs straightforward. No need for a sophisticated shop or diagnostic computers, just basic tools and some know-how, and anyone can keep a B2200 running. That accessibility made it the favorite of farmers, transporters, and workers who needed a reliable truck, not a technological toy. Its sturdy chassis could handle anything: countryside, city, heavy loads, whatever you asked of it. And while it didn't flaunt modern luxuries, its cabin was surprisingly comfortable and spacious for its time. Many owners recall long trips where the B2200 performed with the same firmness as it did in daily work. It was a truck that never complained, it simply delivered. The stories are countless. In Mexico, a farmer reported that his 1992 B2200 surpassed 600,000 kilometers hauling crops without ever needing an engine rebuild. In Peru, a transporter claimed his truck is still running after 30 years, with the original engine and only basic maintenance. It's like an iron mule, he said. It never gets tired, it never fails. Compared to rivals like the Nissan Hardbody or Toyota Hilux, the B2200 offered a humbler approach, but one just as effective. It didn't have the global fame of the Hilux or the legendary nickname of the Hardbody, but those who knew it understood it was just as tough, and in many cases, cheaper to maintain. Today, finding a Mazda B2200 in good condition is like finding treasure. Original owners rarely sell them because they know there's nothing like it in today's market. And in the used market, its value remains surprisingly high for a vehicle that's more than 30 years old. 5. Nissan Hardbody, 1991. The 1991 Nissan Hardbody is one of those trucks that became a legend without million-dollar ad campaigns or flashy design. Its nickname says it all, Hardbody. And it wasn't just a marketing gimmick, it was a literal description of what it offered. Its angular, robust, no-nonsense body immediately conveyed the idea that it was built to last. And it did. What made this truck unforgettable wasn't its power, since its four-cylinder engine wasn't exactly a beast on paper. What turned it into a myth was its superhuman durability. Owners around the world report surpassing 400,000 kilometers without major issues, something few trucks of its era could claim. Its mechanical simplicity was its greatest strength. No electronic diagnostics, no specialized shops needed. With basic knowledge and a few tools, any owner could repair it in their own garage. The hard body became the ideal companion for both hard work and adventure. Farmers used it to haul crops, miners to move heavy tools, and young adventurers to tackle endless dirt roads. Its rear-wheel drive, with optional 4x4, made it versatile and reliable on any terrain. In rural areas of Latin America, hard bodies are still seen on the roads today, as if time had stood still. A mechanic in Mexico described it this way: "It's the truck that never complains. You can load it to the brim, drive it through mud, smash it against rocks, and the next day it starts as if nothing happened." That reputation isn't bought. It's earned through years of faithful service. Compared to rivals of the era like the Toyota Hilux or Mazda B2200, the hard body offered the perfect balance between simplicity and toughness. It wasn't the most powerful or the most luxurious, but it was the most reliable. And for people who depended on their truck to work and survive, that was all that mattered. Today, finding a hard body in good condition is like finding treasure. Spare parts are still accessible, and its value in the used market keeps rising year after year. Many owners follow an unwritten rule. The hard body isn't sold, it's inherited. Because more than just a vehicle, it's a legacy of resilience. 4. Ford Ranger Splash, 1993-1997. The Ford Ranger Splash, produced between 1993 and 1997, looks like it rolled straight out of a 90s movie, with its sporty styling and bold-side graphics. But behind that youthful, flashy appearance was a durability that turned it into a true legend. Its chassis seemed immune to the passage of time, and its 4.0-liter engine delivered 160 horsepower, more than enough to take you wherever you wanted to go without complaint. What made the Ranger Splash special was its ability to combine style and toughness. While other trucks of the era focused on being pure work tools, the Splash offered an attractive design without sacrificing robustness. Its modified suspension made it perfect for both city driving and weekend adventures, and its solid construction guaranteed it would keep running after decades of use. Owner testimonials are striking. Many report that their Ranger Splash trucks are still running like new after more than 300,000 kilometers. Mechanics in the US say finding a Splash with serious problems is rarer than spotting a unicorn. And they're not exaggerating. Its engine and chassis were built to last, and they've proven it time and again. Among enthusiast communities, the Ranger Splash has become a collector's gem. Current owners follow an unwritten rule: it's inherited, not sold. Because more than just a truck, it's a symbol of an era and of a design philosophy that prioritized durability above all else. Compared to rivals like the Chevrolet S10 or Dodge Dakota, the Ranger Splash offered a unique balance. It wasn't the biggest or the most powerful, but it was the most reliable, and its sporty style made it stand out in a market where most pickups were plain and utilitarian. Today, its value in the used market continues to climb. Collectors seek it not only for its iconic design, but also for its reputation as indestructible. And those who have one in their garage know they own a piece of automotive history that will keep running for decades to come. Before revealing the top 3, here's a quick reminder. To stay informed about what dealerships might be hiding and to truly understand what you're buying, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. We're dedicated to uncovering the secrets they'd rather you never discover. 3. Chevrolet 454 SS 1990-1993. The Chevrolet 454 SS, produced between 1990 and 1993, is one of those trucks that feels like the fever dream of engineers obsessed with raw power. At a time when pickups were seen mainly as work tools, Chevrolet broke the rules and unleashed a beast that combined the chassis of a truck with the heart of a muscle car. The result was the 454 SS, a machine that not only dominated the streets with its imposing presence, but also earned a reputation for being indestructible. Its 7.4-liter V8, the legendary 4x4, produced 230 horsepower and a brutal 385 lb-ft of torque. These numbers may seem modest compared to today's monsters, but back then they were enough to shake the asphalt. What made this pickup unique wasn't just its power, but the way that power was backed by a solid, reliable build. With proper maintenance, the 454 SS could easily surpass 300,000 kilometers without serious issues, making it a coveted jewel among collectors. The sound of its exhaust was another trademark. That deep, guttural roar announced its arrival from blocks away. For many enthusiasts, hearing a 454 SS in action was almost a religious experience. And the best part was that the sound wasn't just for show, it was the voice of an engine built to last. Only about 17,000 units were produced, making it an even more valuable rarity. Today, finding one in good condition is like striking gold. Its value in the used market keeps climbing, precisely because those who know it understand it's not just a truck, it's a piece of automotive history. Owner stories confirm its legend. A collector in California shared that his 1991 454 SS surpassed 350,000 kilometers with nothing more than basic maintenance. "It's a beast that never gets tired," he said. In Texas, another driver claimed his truck still roars with the same strength after 3 decades of use. Compared to rivals of the era like the Ford F-150 or Dodge Ram, the 454 SS offered something different: attitude. It wasn't a discreet or utilitarian truck, it was a declaration of power. And the most surprising part is that, despite its focus on speed and strength, it also turned out to be incredibly durable. 2. GMC Cyclone 1991. The 1991 GMC Cyclone is, without exaggeration, one of the most surprising trucks of all time. In a market where pickups were seen as work vehicles, GMC launched a machine that humiliated the supercars of its era. With its turbocharged 4.3-liter V6, the Cyclone could accelerate from 0 to 60 mph in just 4.3 seconds. Yes, faster than a Ferrari of the time. But what earns it a place on this list isn't just speed, it's durability. Produced for only 1 year, the Cyclone became a true collector's item. Just 2,195 units were built, all in black, making it even more exclusive. Its permanent all-wheel drive and sport-tuned suspension turned it into an unstoppable machine, equally at home on the track or the highway. What's most impressive is that, despite being designed for speed, it also proved to be incredibly tough. With proper maintenance, the Cyclone could surpass 300,000 kilometers without losing its essence. Owners in the US say their trucks still run like new, even after decades of use. One enthusiast in Florida shared that his 1991 Cyclone, with more than 280,000 kilometers, is still his daily driver. "It's like driving a supercar with a cargo bed," he said. And the most surprising part? He's never had a major mechanical failure. Compared to any other pickup of its time, the Cyclone was a completely different animal. While others focused on work and toughness, the Cyclone bet on speed and innovation. And yet it still managed to be indestructible. That combination of power, exclusivity, and durability makes it one of the most legendary trucks of all time. Today, finding a GMC Cyclone in good condition is nearly impossible. Its value in the collector market has skyrocketed, and those who own one know they possess something unique. It's not just a truck, it's an icon of American engineering. Special mention, Honda Ridgeline, 2009-2011. Before we get to the top spot, it's time for a special mention. The Honda Ridgeline has always been seen as an anomaly in the pickup world. While Toyota, Nissan, and Ford stuck to ladder-frame chassis and traditional structures, Honda took a risk with a unibody design, closer to an SUV than a classic truck. That decision earned it plenty of criticism from purists, who accused it of not being a real pickup. But time proved Honda right. The 2009-2011 Ridgeline showed it could be different and still be indestructible. What seemed like a weakness turned out to be its greatest strength. The unibody chassis gave it structural rigidity that absorbed miles and punishment without bending. While other trucks showed their age, the Ridgeline kept its solidity. Owners in the US and Canada tell stories of units surpassing 400,000 kilometers without major failures. Something that surprised even the most skeptical. Its 3.5-liter V6 delivered 250 horsepower, enough to tow and haul respectably. But what really stood out was its reliability. It wasn't an engine built to break power records, it was built to last. And it did. Mechanics on specialized forums say it's one of the most dependable blocks Honda has ever produced, with longevity rivaling Toyota's legendary engines. The Ridgeline also innovated in practical ways. Its bed included a hidden compartment with a drain plug that could be used as a cooler, a detail that made it a favorite among campers and adventurers. That mix of Japanese ingenuity and mechanical toughness gave it its own identity. It wasn't a copy of traditional pickups. It was a different proposal that worked. The testimonials are telling. An architect in Chile shared that his 2010 Ridgeline accompanied him for more than a decade of trips to rural work sites, hauling tools and materials, without ever leaving him stranded. In the US, one driver admitted he bought the Ridgeline with doubts. But after 300,000 kilometers, it became his favorite truck. It's like having a comfortable SUV and a tough pickup in one vehicle. Compared to rivals like the Toyota Tacoma or Nissan Frontier, the Ridgeline offered a different approach. It didn't aim to be the toughest or the most powerful. It aimed to be the most versatile, and it succeeded. Today, its value in the used market remains high, precisely because those who know it understand it's a truck that doesn't break. 1. Toyota Hilux, 1989-2026. Talking about indestructible pickups without mentioning the Toyota Hilux would be sacrilege. It's not just a vehicle, it's a myth, an institution, a symbol of resilience that has transcended generations, borders, and even wars. Since its birth in 1968, the Hilux was conceived as a compact, robust, and accessible pickup. No one imagined it would become the most legendary truck on the planet. The Hilux of the late 80s and early 90s, especially between 1989 and 1995, cemented its reputation. This was when it earned the nickname, the truck that never dies. Farmers in Africa used it to haul tons of cargo over roads that barely deserved the name. In Latin America, it was the inseparable companion of farmers and merchants who needed a vehicle that would never fail. In the Middle East, it became the workhorse of armies and militias, because they knew that when everything else broke down, the Hilux kept going. The British show Top Gear famously tried to destroy a 1988 Hilux in a series of brutal tests. They submerged it in the sea, set it on fire, dropped it from a building, and yet it started again. That image burned into collective memory. The Hilux doesn't die. No matter what you do to it, it always finds a way to keep going. Its simple, robust diesel engine seemed forged from adamantium. Capable of surpassing 800,000 kilometers without a major rebuild, it became the very definition of reliability. Mechanics around the world nicknamed it the Eternal One because they knew they could trust it even in the harshest conditions. And the most impressive part is that this reputation didn't stay in the past. The modern Hilux, including the 2026 version, continues to honor that legacy. The 2026 Hilux arrives with a 2.8-liter diesel engine paired with a 48-volt hybrid system, meaning more power, more efficiency, and fewer emissions. And the most revolutionary part, Toyota confirmed there will be a fully electric version. For many, that sounds like a contradiction. How can the toughest pickup in the world be electric? But that's Toyota's genius. It's not about abandoning the essence, it's about adapting it to the times. An electric Hilux won't be less of a Hilux. It will prove that legends can evolve. In Peru, a farmer summed it up. I have a 2005 Hilux and it still starts like day one. If the new one is just as tough, but uses less fuel and is more comfortable, there's nothing to think about. In Australia, a miner called it the Iron Mule because it takes hits that would destroy any other truck. In Mexico, a trucker put it simply, the Hilux is the only one that takes daily abuse. If it now comes with more tech and safety, even better. But the important thing is that it's still the same as always. Tough, reliable, eternal. Against Chinese pickups, the Hilux has an unbeatable advantage. Reputation. You can't buy it with marketing, it's earned through decades of real-world service. Against American trucks, it offers balance, not just brute force, but strength, efficiency, and durability combined. While Ford boasts horsepower, the Hilux boasts survival stories. And in the end, those stories weigh more. For all these reasons, the Toyota Hilux takes the #1 spot on this list. Because it's not just a truck, it's a mechanical legacy, a symbol of indestructibility, and living proof that true greatness isn't measured in numbers, but in the trust it inspires. Now that you know about these 10 timeless pickups, if you had to choose just one of them, which would you pick? We'd love to read your comments and see how many of us agree on the same pickup. Although there is one thing many of us will agree on, and that is watching the video on the screen, because we know it could save us a lot of money, time, and headaches in the future. But first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like, because if you don't, we may never see each other again.